Just check. Okay, good. We are live, and I just want to make sure that we are live on YouTube. And I just want to, be sure to put your phone on silent if you haven't already. Cool. Should have a few seconds. Okay, good. Just checking that we're broadcasting. Excellent. Okay, cool. We've got a few guys. We should be starting in a few seconds. Okay, good. Hey, nice. Checking that we're broadcasting. Cool. Oh, look, some Gundam stuff. Okay. Well, let's not keep everybody waiting. Hey, Chris Miwa, chasing 80s toys. Yo, Joe, man. Okay, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Sub-Assembly Required episode 3 of 2020, the year of the human species. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year's, and welcome back to Sub-Assembly Required. I'm joined by my good man, Bart. So hello, Bart. There we go.
Hello, Bart.
Hello, Bart. And then, of course, myself, Paul. And not joining us today is Jim Godfrey. He is just busy with a few other things, as well as having a few technical technical issues. So he'll be joining us again in a future episode. We're just figuring that stuff out because he has done some cool stuff as well. So, hey, so I want to give our folks a few more minutes. We've only been live for 2 minutes, so let's give it until 4 minutes. Just let everybody accumulate in the chat box, and then we can sort of get into everything, all the good stuff. So all of you folks at home, hey Ryan, all of you folks at home, grab yourself a cup of joe, because I believe it is cold, cold, cold in the States, whereas it's hot, hot, hot here in the US. Cool. Hey, you got to make sure you got snake eyes watching your beer. I am rocking a Dr. Pepper, not sponsored. It has been, our overpriced Dr. Peppers in South Africa, but I managed to
get what I've been digging lately is they just come out with a Mountain Dew that's watermelon flavored, and I'm all over that.
Oh, wow. That's insane.
Good.
Is it pink?
Yeah.
Hey, kiddo. I know, how's it, guys? That is, what's up, Jesse Garcia? Dude, that is great. Mountain Dew in South Africa and Mountain Dew in America is a very different thing. I just want to put that out there. Because the Mountain Dew in the States is got kind of like, as far as I know, it's got a very high sugar content, so it's supposed to be very energy based. Like, it's like, oh, I'm feeling tired, I'm gonna rock a Mountain Dew and play a whole bunch of video games. At least that's the vibe that they go for. In South Africa, our Mountain Dew is just like, here's this odd liquid that you can't nail the flavor of. It tastes green. It tastes
yellow. Is it still
green.
That like radioactive killer?
Yeah, it's that one. We got that one still. I don't know if you guys have got it. We got something called Mirinda, which is like Fanta's evil cousin.
Do you have the Fanta that's sour apple?
No, but I have seen it in import stores. I have seen the import shop. Yeah,
we had that in the chow hall in Kuwait, and they put a case of that out, and in like 30 seconds it was gone. That stuff's so good.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Hey, you probably find that you guys got it because it was like deemed dangerous for public consumption, and then they just sent a whole bunch to you guys, and then here in South Africa, because South Africa. Just want to catch up with the chat box here. MCDJ ACDC, what's up, yo? Hey, dude. Hey, Wayne Henning. I see a Facebook user. Unfortunately, I can't see who you are. But what's up? And who else have we got? Okay, nobody else that's new just yet. Oh, the Mountain Dew smile. Jesse Garcia says, in the hills of Kentucky, it's drank so much it rots people's teeth out, and called the Mountain Dew smile. Yikes.
I thought that was just meth.
Yeah. Cool, man. It's so great to see everybody. I have missed you guys. It has. Thank goodness. We won't speak about the year that's been. We're going to speak about the year that's coming. So I think the theme that I'd like to sort of push going forward in 2021 is building and repairing. Like, sounds odd to say that, but it's just that I know that a lot of us may have had our legs swept from underneath us, and so we're building ourselves back up, or maybe we're repairing, or maybe we've had some severe damage to our lives, whatever's, and we're repairing that. And for me, I've got a lot of toys and GI Joes and whatever's that need paint jobs, repairs. I've got Gundams that need to be built. This is the year to get a lot of that done. Hey, Zero Valon. Yeah, there we go. May none of you ever lose your Joes to a flood. I pray all the time, although thankfully I'm in a very high lying region of South Africa. Yeah, so let's start up with Bart. What's new in your life, dude? What new toys, what new exciting stuff? Did Santa bring you anything? Did Santa's assistants bring you anything?
I got this dude, the Joy Toy mech.
Wow.
And I added the guns, on the side, the gun and the dude on the top. I custom built that dude. I didn't get too much Joe stuff for Christmas. I got just like some books and things like that. I did pick up a few Gundam kits. I plan on building. I got some random 6-inch figures, like Marvel Legends type guys to use for fodder for customs. I did find this figure on clearance on the way home today.
Oh, cool. Domino. Very nice.
She is, I don't know if you can see, $7.
Wow. Okay, well, don't go and put that up now. Put that up at the end of the show, because now everybody's going to run out and go and buy themselves a $7 domino.
Yeah, I have a figure set aside to use for Zorana, but that might become my new Zorana. I think I like that one a little bit better.
I gotta say, Marvel hit it out of the park with that character's body sculpt, and her face sculpt. It's fantastic. It's actually such a crazy character design. I really love the 90s Domino. Like, I'm a big fan of that character.
Yeah.
I'm not as much a fan of the Deadpool movies Domino, just because, like, it feels like a different character for me. So, like, I like her for what she is, but I'm not like I'm not like a blind fan of her. I just think her attitude, like, she's really mean. So
this one's got 2 heads. Why it has 2 heads, I don't know. They're really freaking similar.
Oh well, it's custom fodder then. But as far as like a Serana body goes, hell yeah, very cool. Somebody, Chris Muir mentioned this. He's restoring a Rattler. Any tips to get the landing gear and the Gatling gun? Bart, you may have more experience with the Rattler and repairing one than I do. I thankfully have a modern era version in Tiger Force Deco, which some would say is broken.
Getting the landing gear physically, like how to get those and the Gatling gun. I had to buy 4 of them, I think, before I found landing gear that was good. And then you have to be really patient and separate the 2 halves. Then I take the landing gear out, and if you give it a little file so that it swings a lot freer, that way when it's assembled and you're trying to pull it down, you're not snapping it. The Gatling gun, if I remember right, it's been a long time since I replaced one. I think you can just pop that out and put a new one in once you separate the halves. The hardest part is getting those halves apart, because they don't like to come apart too easy, at least a couple I've taken apart.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard that. I've heard that there are 3D parts out there. I'm sorry that I don't have a contact. I'll totally point you in the direction. But if you type in replacement or 3D printed Rattler landing gear or 3D printed Rattler Gatling gun, I'm sure you'll find quite a lot of stuff. I do recall seeing an upgraded Rattler Gatling gun that looked a lot more like the gun on the A10. So I remember seeing something like that, like somebody had made something like that. It's weird because it does look a little bit too big for the Rattler itself. But anyway, so just be sure to check that out. ACDC, I'm just going to call him ACDC today. ACDC is humble bragging. He's got he got a TF-86 Blur, Cup, Jazz, and a Kingdom Beast Wars Optimus. Congratulations, dude. Those are very cool toys by the looks of it. I've been checking them online. Cup, it is actually great. I feel like Cup is missing in my collection as well. Just because I've got Blur and I've got Scourge, thanks to Steven, actually. And they're such great toys. That's the ones with the removable heads. That Cup just feels like, he is the odd man out there because, they're from the movie line and everything. So that's like a really good.
Why I never got him as a kid because I looked at him and I was like, it's kind of a lame vehicle. He's kind of a turd in the show. So I got Wreck-Gar for Christmas and I really wanted Blur. So with my Christmas money, I went and got Blur. And then I was like, well, Cup's there. They kind of go together, and never got them. Still don't own them.
Yeah, so my one of my chase toys for this year, one of the toys I have to have in my collection this year is a Studio Series Grimlock. I cannot wait for that to be released. Super excited about that toy. I love Grimlock. I'm a big fan. And over the last few years, there have been a few Grimlock releases, and they haven't blown my hair back. In fact, the first day of being in America, Steve, Rob, and myself popped into a Walmart, my first ever Walmart experience in New York, and they had a Grimlock in Walmart, and I actually picked him up to purchase him, and I was walking around with it, and the more I looked at it, the less I wanted it because the robot modes, tail, and everything just kind of looks flat. I don't know. I just didn't like how that popped out, so that was kind of a disappointing thing. Steven also gave me that "it's the first day, dude" kind of look, and he was right. He was very right. So I'm very excited for that Grimlock. I missed out on the Masterpiece version, which I still kick myself over. But I think the Studio Series is like the sweet spot. Anyway, let me not take away from your show and tell. Have you got anything else that's cool that you want to show them?
In front of me, not so much because all my stuff's down in my GI Joe room, and I'm upstairs on the second floor in the office. But I got that knight I made recently.
So guys, check it out. It's very cool. It's actually on the GI Joe book page and on Bart's Instagram. That came out so well, dude. It just is so cool. It like kind of reminds me of Guts from Berserk. It's just so cool.
Yeah, what you can't tell is like the majority of the body is like a gloss black, and then the raised parts of the armor is flat black because I wanted to give them a little bit of contrast.
Yeah.
And then just some parts I had laying around.
Nice.
There's some boss fight on there and some Marauders parts, and it's just that body from that accelerator suit body is all it is.
Wow. Okay, I didn't even notice that. That's actually really impressive. I just want to respond to ACDC. He's like, no bragging, just scoop them up when my drought shelves have them. I blame Ed Cato for the newfound addiction. Dude, I'm just giving you a bit of hell. I know you're not bragging, but I mean, we're all kids here. We're all on the playground. We're all showing off our cool new toys that we got. So there's nothing wrong with that. I also blame Cato for my newfound Transformers obsession because he has been releasing some fantastic videos detailing with some really great reviews detailing the stuff that's coming out from the new line. I don't know how he gets them, but it's great that he does. So thank you, Kato. Super cool of you. For me, last year was pretty cool. I got a box of stuff, collected a box of stuff over the year, which Bart held hostage for me and then sent off. And I've been wanting an opportunity to show this off. Okay. Yeah.
Picture I sent you.
Oh yeah, no. Unfortunately, I don't have that picture on my computer. I'll save it for another episode. But there's one where Bart's holding his tank. He's got a gun to its head. So this is going to be kind of humble because they're not like super new figures or anything. But I did get a torch finally, and which is great. So I got a vintage torch because that's the Dreadnought that's been missing in my life, as well as the other Dreadnought that's been missing in my life is Zanzibar.
Didn't you get 2 torches?
I did get 2 torches, and I'm actually purposely showing off the slightly there's some work required version, because this is part of my new year, which is about repair and restoration. And this is a toy that I would love to just do some paint apps on. If you guys can see, you'll see his belt has definitely lost a lot of color. He's got some scarring there on the hands. These are things that normally give these toys a lot of character, but because I've got 2, I figured I would practice my vintage painting restoration skills on this. So stay tuned for that.
He needs a hairy chest.
He does need a hairy chest. Maybe I get some of that miniature, war game grass and then like stitch it on there. Another toy that I got, which is very exciting for me, and it's one of my biggest G.I. Joe purchases, one of my most exciting G.I. Joe purchases, is a Night Viper. I've been wanting one of these guys for so long. But as you can see, like most Night Vipers, he's missing his fin on his head. So that's also going to be a fun little restoration project. I'm just going to get a drill in there. I'm going to pop a little piece of plastic in there just to serve as a clip. It can actually function really well because there's nothing wrong with the goggles. But I just want to kind of do it as a personal thing. What's great about it is that I know that this is my Night Viper, which is great. So that's one of my little missions for the year. And as everybody can see, I've got old Storm Shadow. I've got Arctic Storm Shadow standing there. And he might look a little bit different to your Storm Shadow if you guys have got one of these. And that's because I've been filming a bit of a customizing video on how to enhance him with some basic paints. And I thought I'd show you guys a bit of a preview of how that's going so long. And it's just been like some basic paint apps here and there. There have been a few challenges. I have made 1 or 2 whoopsies. You will see them in the video, which is cool. And I'm hoping to get that up soon. It is a multiple stage thing, unfortunately, because I'm kind of doing it in between all my work. But so that's been exciting. Cool. Chris Muber says, looks great, Bart, in reference to your night, I believe.
Well, thank you.
And dude, Dreadnoughts are the best. Giannis, Dreadnoughts are the best. I love Dreadnoughts. I don't know why people... Oh, I get it. I get that. But I can kind of get why they don't like Dreadnoughts. I know, like, Rob, for example, hates Dreadnoughts. I love them. I think they're... Yeah.
They're like the comic relief.
They are the comic relief, but then but in the comic book, they kind of are, but they are also kind of dangerous in their own right. Mm-hmm. And then, like, if you give Steven some time with the Dreadnoughts and you hear his thoughts and what they can be, then they're terrifying, So, and then there's one more thing I picked up, and this was actually quite a surprise. So, about a week ago, I went to a friend of mine's toy museum. He started a toy museum here in South Africa. It's called Articulated Collectibles. It's really, really great. It's not that far from my house. And he has got a fantastic collection of vintage stuff. Vintage 80s, vintage 90s toys, some early 2000s. And he's got some real gems in there. He's got things like Masters of the Universe, Thundercats. I'm sure you can expect that. He's got quite a good collection of mint and sealed box Ninja Turtles from the 80s. and a lot of mint and sealed box Dino Riders, which is very rare, very uncommon to see. I very seldom see people posting pictures of mint and box Dino Rider stuff or Dino Rider stuff at all, actually. So that was really exciting for me. I also had some Toxic Avengers and whatnot. And in and amongst everything, he had some G.I. Joe stuff. And, this is not the kind of toy that I'd look for online, on eBay or anything. But when I saw it in front of me, I was like, I gotta have it. And I picked up a septic tank.
Does it have the hose?
It doesn't. It doesn't have the hose. It's always missing the hose. But that hose is...
Guys in their hose.
Guys in their hose, right? That's only dirty if you have a dirty mind. And if somebody puts a spotlight on it. Anyway. So the hose is a pretty simple thing to do. I mean, that size rubber hose is something that you find in like sports drink bottles. And so I can get that. I can get one of those if it's like really desperate for me. But I've got one and I'm looking at it and I think part of me wants to like take off all the stickers and reapply them and maybe get some new stickers. Another part of me is kind of like, maybe I should just keep them on because it's kind of keeps the memory of it intact. Steven has this thing. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say they're paper stickers, so be careful.
Yeah, they are. They're gross paper stickers. Ugh, that's the thing I don't like. But then again, Steven has got this thing about like how sometimes misapplied stickers actually give it a lot more character. And I am kind of down with that, but this guy has applied one of the stickers in the worst places, and I am thinking of taking like a hair dryer to try and remove that sticker and put it where it's meant to be. But yeah, the paper stickers do freak me out, especially with the toy that squirts water. Like, what was Hasbro?
Yeah.
Cheap. Yeah, exactly, man. It's terrible. Whoa, brother Malachi, how are you, man? Welcome to the party, dude.
That septic tank is good for customs. I had a junk one years ago, and I painted it like this really sparkly metallic black because I wanted a vehicle for Pimp Daddy Destro,
Yeah.
So I took around the canopy, there's that like roll bar looking thing.
Yes, yeah.
So I cut those off and I split it in half and I stuck them underneath the body between the treads for like big exhaust pipes.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I can see how that works. Yeah, that makes total sense. Wow, those actually do look like exhaust pipes. You see, that is why this show benefits from having 3 customizers, because some see things that the others don't. I mean, that's just really crazy. So that's been like some of my new toy hauls for this year. As I'm sure everybody saw, Steven got one of those cool deluxe Snake Eyes classified Joes. I'm very happy that he got it, actually, because if he was going to get any classified toy, I'm glad that he got the deluxe Snake Eyes. It's probably one of the best representations of that. So like myself, if I look at like Sigma 6, that was a toy line I just wasn't that interested in, but the Snake Eyes was very cool. So I'm glad I got the Snake Eyes from that line because it's very representative of that line for me. So in a lot of ways, I think that's classified Snake Eyes kind of serves that for Steven. But I'm sure that when I get him on the mic again, he can get into that a bit. I'm glad that he did some play motion with that toy. I'm kind of, I don't know, Steven might be cross with me if I say this, but just a small little hint, there is some play motion stuff going on, and it's being shot probably as we're speaking right now, to be honest. There's a lot of it. There's been lots of script writing and lots of ideas being fired back and forth. So yeah, you heard it here. But yeah, hopefully Steven doesn't hear it. He's going to be cross with me.
You don't listen to this.
Thank you. Yeah. So is Brother Malachi, this is actually quite a good question. I just want to hold this up here. So is Major Blood the default guy for anyone else to put in the turret of a his tank, of the original? Bart, what say you? I
like to have a blue shirt in there. I just think it's It's just like an infantry vehicle. It's nothing special. So you just man it with nobody special.
Yeah. I would also love to hear what people in the comments have to say, but while they're busy firing off their keyboards at us, I'm going to say I am a sucker for putting Cobra Commander in there for some reason. I just really like putting him in there. I think it's like the worst place for Cobra Commander to be. But I love putting it there because it's kind of like Cobra Commander's chariot, and that's what I like about it. But I also like putting bats in there because that also makes sense to me, you know.
See, I like putting Blood in a Stinger Jeep, just because I see that as a vehicle that just like flies around the battlefield and he screams at people saying, do this, do that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, totally. You know, I think Blood should have totally had a motorbike. Like, you know, Zartan got that cool swamp skier, and I think it would have been cool if Blood somehow got like some kind of combat motorbike, I don't know, something, but I think that could have been fun. Ryan Sweeney reckons the Hiss has to have the Baroness.
Strapped to the
hood. Hey, okay, I get where Brother Malachi is coming from. He goes, I know, but it was Cobra's first heavy vehicle. Blood just screamed old school tank commander to me, as he was a high-ranking hired gun with a steel German helm. Yeah, okay, true. There is that, and I think that's an era-dependent thing, because like my Major Blood experience was with Sonic Fighters. I had a Sonic Fighters. That's how I knew about Major Blood before I saw the vintage. And the Hiss tank was like, well, the closest thing I saw to a Hiss tank was the Hiss 2, actually. Because somehow my brain never knew that the septic tank and the Hiss tank were the same thing. Yes, I know. For all the smart things I did as a kid, I did just as many stupid things. Oh, Blood in the Fang. I can see that. That works. So,
Fang, that sounds deadly.
Yeah.
Get a shot and clear that up.
So, guys, with today's topic, I wanted to mostly have today's topic just be about welcome back. We are here. We're making stuff. We're doing stuff. We haven't abandoned anybody or run away. We just all really needed a major break, especially for me. I hit like a serious burnout at the end of last year. I had to just be away from everything. And so I feel refreshed and renewed and reinvigorated to take on some projects. The Summer Assembly Required has definitely lit a fire under my butt to start tackling some model projects and some things this year. And so I definitely want to talk about some of the stuff that I would like to get into this year, at least from stuff that I own, things that I would like to build that I've been wanting to build for forever and that kind of thing. But before I get into all of my selections, I want you guys in the comments to think about, are there any projects or ideas or anything that you've got floating around that maybe you want to try and achieve this year from a customizing point, or maybe you've seen a model kit or something that you want to build or whatever it is that you feel like we can help you with. Put them in the comments, because that will help me also, because then maybe I can track down those things and we can try and build tutorials and things around that. I hope that makes sense. That said, I'm curious to hear, Bart, have you got any projects down the line? Like, have you got any big projects for yourself this year, customizing wise, or in the near future, anything that you're looking at doing? It can even be gun, whatever.
I got, let me see, 2 play sets, a vintage O-ring vehicle that I want to turn into a vehicle for 6-inch figures. Mm-hmm. And I have a rather large vehicle. I'm taking a Rolling Thunder and doing a mashup on that. I hope to have all those done, and also whatever figures I can fit in over the next couple of months, because I'm also trying to organize all my figures down in my Joe room. And that's time consuming, and you do it for a week and then you got to take a week off because it's just mind numbingly boring. But coming up here in the late spring, early summer, I'll be deploying again overseas to a place I really can't say. And that's going to going to take me away for probably 8 or 9 months. So I won't have access to all my stuff. If anything, I'll just order some Marauders figures because MJ did tell me he will ship to APO boxes. So maybe between what handful of figures I take with me and whatever Marauder stuff I get in, I can take some Dio pictures or something out there with some military vehicles. We will have some kind of Wi-Fi going on out there. There is stuff I can purchase for my dorm room. So I will try and do this as much as I can, job permitting.
Cool. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to man the ship by myself. That's going to be scary.
Jim will be here.
Jim will be here. And which is going to bring me to another thing, to another question I'm going to ask us and our wonderful supporters and spectators and viewers at the moment. But for me, okay, so like the one thing I definitely want to get out this year for myself is I've been sitting on this Boba Fett model kit for like I don't know how long, and I'm sure many of you guys can agree that the Mandalorian season 2 was epically cool. I don't want to mention anything. I don't want to bring out any specifics because I don't want to spoil it, because spoiling stuff does switch on my murder mode, and I imagine a lot of you guys are the same. So, but it's really got me in this mode to like want to do Star Wars kits Star Wars style sci-fi kits. Yeah, I've got that as well, actually.
I'm gonna paint him up and customize him.
I've been wanting to do that for a while, and then I got the model kit, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just do the model kit. But the cool news is this year it's going to happen, because one exciting thing that happened for me in South Africa, and give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to fetch it and put it on camera for you guys, is we got Mr. Color, that's Mr. Hobbies, Mr. Color paints. And why is that like such a great thing? Because these paints are lacquers, and they're very tough. And they are especially great for sort of articulated kits, things like Gundam, etc. And this definitely, that's one thing that's been scaring me about doing Boba Fett, is that I'm scared of like doing the kit, doing up the paint job, and then his articulation scratches off my paintwork. So that's going to annoy me. So now that we've got the Mr. Hobby paints, I can actually do that with a lot less stress. And so that's one of the things I want to do. I also have a Slave 1 that I wish to tackle. That has just been more a kind of fear, because it's such a difficult kit for me to get. If I mess it up, I'm going to have to buy it again. But that's something I want to do. So I want to do Boba and Slave 1. Those are two of my sort of achievements I'd like to unlock this year for building. That's some of it. I also saw this, and I'm just going to quickly switch on screen share mode.
Oh.
In 2 seconds, as soon as I find the file. But there are some exciting kits coming out. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the Transformers kits by Flame Toys, or Furai models. Bart, I know that you got one of them not too long ago.
I got 3 of them.
3 of them. Okay.
Yeah.
It's right.
I'm looking for a Megatron, and then that's it. I'm just going to do those 4.
Cool. Because I saw these, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how cool is that? Those are, I'm just going to make this full screen so that hopefully it displays better. These are model kits of Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, as I'm sure many of you can see, but they're model kits done by Furai Models. And this excites me to no end. And I'm so glad that I'm going to be on a figure model building kick this year with Boba Fett, etc., that I'm going to totally get into these guys. I think they're great. I know that the articulation can be a little bit odd. I'm actually curious to hear what you think of the articulation, Bart. But yeah, and it does look like they're officially licensed by Hasbro. So,
dude, that Storm Shadow would make a wicked Zartan.
right? But that's the nice thing about it being a model kit. You can go out and go and buy pieces and stuff and really make these shine and really go to town with them and just watch that articulation. So maybe this would be a fun project for us to all do as a community, and maybe do like a long running live stream build where we all get them and we can all build them together. Like, that could be fun. Or is it just me?
You have to ask Jim because he's all into 12-inch dollies right now.
Well, these are about 6-inch. These are, I reckon they're going to be 6-inch. That makes the most sense to me for them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I think it'd be too expensive to make them bigger. And I also honestly think if they were bigger, they would have slightly better articulation. The articulation would be a bit more, would be concealed better. But anyway, guys in the comments, by all means, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm just checking the comments out right now just to see what's cracking. Renegade Biker 24, dude, if I didn't say hello to you earlier, what's up? Hey, welcome to the madness. Okay, so Gaz says I'm currently in the process of putting together a vintage style Ace Hunter of Megaforce and going to customize a modern Ram cycle as a Megaforce bike. That's very
Awesome.
cool, dude.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Nice, dude. Please share photos with us on Instagram. Because I'm going to start doing this thing where I find you guys on Instagram, I find your pictures, and I'm going to contact you and be like, can I showcase your pictures on these episodes? Yeah, so that is definitely something I'd love to do. I'd love to try and get more community involved this time around, because, well, you guys are the reason we do this. It's all about community. It's all about us chilling out and doing cool stuff together.
Well, we do have some special guests lined up in the future, so.
We do. And that's actually another question I want to put out to the commenters. Guys, Bart and I have 3 very cool people lined up to chat. 2 of them Bart knows about, 1 of them he doesn't because I haven't told him yet. Sorry. But we got 3 very interesting people lined up to chat on the show. As early as the next episode, we're going to have one of them up to come talk some cool stuff. And I was wondering, in the comments, just put down a name. Who are you interested in joining us on the show as a guest? Whether it be as a G.I. Joe guest or as a Some Assembly Required guest. Who are you guys keen for? Would you be keen, like, for example, is there a guy in the toy industry that you're excited about? Somebody, maybe like a G.I. Joe artist, that kind of stuff. Maybe you've seen a really great customizer who doesn't necessarily do G.I. Joes, but maybe he does really awesome Ninja Turtle customs or something like that. So let me know in the comments, because I'll definitely check them out. And then Brother Malachi wants to know, I know this isn't a SAR or Some Assembly Required, but I'm wondering when the next story for the G.I. Joe universe would be. I love your unique spin that shows more love for the old material than modern Hasbro. Brother Malachi, you may have missed it, but we are actually working on a new episode right now. Yeah, I don't want to say too much. I did kind of drop a little bit of a hint, but we are working on something now. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm already excited. It plays with some great characters, and yes, it is vintage, and yes, it is set in the 80s. Well, it's 80s characters. So,
is there nudity?
It all depends. There's a lot of guys in this, so if you want guy nudity, Toy Polloy. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'd also love to chat to. I'd love to get some ideas from Toy Polloy. Cybercrow, MC ACDC says Cybercrow Customs. Yeah, I know why, because a guy does some amazing stuff for ACDC. I have seen some of his work; it's incredible. I've also seen some of his work on other G.I. Joe custom forums on Facebook, whatever's.
Actually, the guy in person, he's cool as hell.
Totally need to get him in there. Outback Stew says Cobra Lang, dude. Cobra is one of our homies. I will totally get Cobra on here. I think he's totally cool. James Schultz, the third, says Toy Polloy. I know I mentioned it earlier, but there, Toy Polloy, totally. Gaz
What does everybody think about artists? Like, what if we had a comic book artist on here? Would that count as customizing?
Yeah, I would say to a degree. I think an artist perspective, being an illustrator, having an artist perspective on custom stuff and having somebody on the show like that might be very good. I think Robert Atkins might really enjoy being on here. He's really
him,
cool.
I can contact him.
Yeah, yeah, we can make it happen, guys. We're GI Joeberg / some assembly required, so we can make this happen. I think. Jay Sullivan. Oh, Ryan Sweeney. Yeah, I don't know if we're that cool, dude, but we'll try. Somebody I would love to get is a guy from Instagram. He does some very cool GI Joe customs. He's done some 6-inch customs vehicles. He did a 12-inch custom. Sorry, he did a Thunder machine that was perfect for the Sideshow Joes, and that thing is so cool. And he's done some incredible stuff. He's actually got his own channel, and I'm sorry, but like I'm such a parrot-brained goldfish that I sometimes forget these people's names. And he is just cool. But I will speak to him, but I think it's GI Joe fan 388 or something like that. But anyway, his stuff is really good, and he's a very cool guy. So
What I think would be cool is to have the McLeods on here, because Kate did that big huge Robo Skull. I'd love to know what went into the making of that thing.
yeah, totally. We got to get the McLeods on, especially because they're also big into cosplay as well, and cosplay in a weird way, kind of customizing. And this is all about being creative. I don't want it to just be like pigeonholed into just being for toys. I want it to be how us as a community, as a group of fans, and just as a group of people generally can expand on our creativity. Gaz says David Finch. Gaz, I will need to drink a lot of whiskey and then some tequila to work up the courage to send him an email. I have a lot of admiration for David Finch, so yeah, I'll see if I can make it happen. Hell, if I'm going to email David Finch, I might as well try Todd McFarlane, right? You heard it here, folks. If Todd McFarlane never listened, so not good. I don't know.
If you like toy designers, we may have one lined up pretty soon.
Yeah, but let's not say more than that, because I don't want to.
Teasers, no spoilers.
ACDC reckons, what about somebody who makes custom toy labels? Yes. I'm sure we can get and Oscar that want to be on the show. I'm sure they'd love to do it. And also, I think it would be good for them to get some more exposure so that people know that they still exist and they're still doing stuff. So, yeah.
What about somebody that has a 3D printing thing they're trying to do with maybe a backpack? How about some 3D printer guys on here? The 3D printing is getting to be pretty big.
Yeah, so I'll speak to Jared. He's very excited. Him and I are doing a project now where we are taking one of the prototypes and we are doing a series of videos where I'm teaching him how to paint stuff. But it's got a whole thing about like the 3D printing process and whatever, and I want him on here. And that's going to be kind of a collaboration effort between Some Assembly Required and his channel, which is something creations. I can't remember the name of his channel, but I'll pop it in the I'll hype him up when we get to it. But he's the guy that I do toy stuff with, and yes, that jetpack is definitely something I want to put up. Mark II design, guys. These are such great suggestions. I'm glad that I can. Ryan Sweeney says, "Oopsie." Ryan Sweeney says, "Mark II design." Yeah. Okay. Brother Malachi reckons that somebody doing 3D prints should do a connecting nut to connect the rocket launcher to the stand of the scrap iron figure. That thing falls off too easy due to a lack of a connector. Cool. So yeah, that's actually, you see, that kind of stuff is really good. I'm going to throw something into the mix quickly just because I'm feeling cheeky and because I can. On the topic of customizing. If you want to customize yourself into a 89 Storm Shadow, 88 Storm Shadow, you can. With we've got I did a whole bunch of these on the Teespring shop. So I've got the face mask, not because of why, but because you want to look like a ninja, right? So you got this face mask, you got the top, you've got the joggers, and then I also did 92's mysterious ninja warrior from the Arashikage clan. So there's the face mask, the pants, and the top. And if you've got a lady friend who would prefer to have the sexy yoga pants, then by all means. But yeah, not to objectify anybody, just to let you know that they are there. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, so there's quite a bit of stuff lined up. There's quite a lot of ambitious things lined up for this year in terms of what we want to do with the show. And there's going to be quite a lot of building and whatever. But I also want to try and see if I can get everybody, here building. ACDC asks says that the face mask is killer. Coffee cup. I honestly didn't think about a coffee cup for that particular branding. I will do it. Thank you for the idea. Out of interest, I'm also thinking of doing a variant for those where it's already got the bandoliers printed on the actual hoodies themselves. Just bear in mind that there are some limitations with the printing, so I might only be able to get the bandolier to go from one point to another point. And some of the actual shirt details, like where the dogi crosses and whatever. So that's something to think about. Anyway, so that's there. Cool, man. Yeah. So we need a coffee cup. Okay, I'll make it happen. Yeah, that Storm Shadow face mask is cool. I've got to have one for myself. I've got to have one for myself. So I'm just reading the guy's comments here. Giannis says he loves that Storm Shadow face mask. Dude, I do. Which one? Both of them. They are cool.
I'm thinking about those yoga pants myself.
Yeah, right? Because you're super flexible.
Yeah. Shows off my camel tail.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they don't have shot glasses on there. Actually, I must go and check. I think they might have shot glasses. I'm also looking at their shopping bags. Like they've got these environmentally safe shopping bags, reusable shopping bags. So when you guys go and buy your toys, you can go into Walmart, Target, whatever's, and everybody knows that you're a G.I. Joe book fan because you got a cool shopping bag that's reusable. So those are also, I'll make sure that they're there. Hey, Photo Viper. Photo Viper says, "Sup, Paul? How's it going?" Sup, Photo Viper?
Oh God, dude.
What's on, man? Actually, that's one more element of customizing. I am very keen on photography this year. I know that a lot of guys maybe are too scared to do customs and whatever's, but what people are not scared of is taking photos because you've got cool cell phones, you've got cool cameras maybe, and yeah, maybe you want to just show off some cool toy photography. And I think we're going to definitely dedicate the third episode of this year to toy photography. I think it's got to happen. And maybe we'll even throw in a competition. Yes.
We do have a giveaway.
We'll have a giveaway. It won't be Bart's stand. That's for something else. But we really will. We will sweeten the pot. We'll make it something really cool. Maybe I'll speak to one of the really cool toy photographers out there and see if I can make some of his time available as a prize. Like, speak to one of them and see how much it would cost to buy an hour of his time to maybe show you some hints and tips or whatever's. We'll do like a 1 long hour mentorship if you guys get to toy photography. So maybe that'll be a cool prize. Let me see if I can make it happen. I have to look at the Patreon piggy bank. That's what it's for. So cool. Yeah, so guys, that is us so far for the year. I think it's looking to be pretty exciting. Bart, is there anything you want to add?
I was wanting to get people's opinions on the new classified repaints. I've heard that going forward, all the Wave 1 figures, the Duke, Scarlet, Roadblock, Gung Ho, will all be in the new paint scheme, and they'll be included in all the future shipments. So they shouldn't be too hard to get, from what I understand. I do like the new paint jobs, because that's pretty much what I did to mine, is paint over all that gold and the blue crap, and just tried to make them more normal looking. I plan on getting those figures only because I tend to be a completist, so I'll need them for the collection. But I wanted to know what everybody else thinks. Is it okay for them to be doing those repaints, or would you rather have them, put something new out? But something new would be more expensive, probably take longer to get on the shelf, whereas a repaint, they already have everything tooled up and done. It's just a different paint app, so you can get those a lot easier and quicker.
And then it's going to be like welcome to the Thunderdome when they do come out, because everybody's going to be like, buying 10 of them and selling 9 of them for like 3 times the price. Not everybody, but yeah.
They're more prevalent in the waves and stuff that are coming out. That price should drop, sooner than later.
Yeah, I like what ACDC says here. As long as they are not one store exclusive, then he's down with them.
I heard they're going out to all the stores. It's not an exclusive thing. It's free game for everybody kind of thing.
Yeah, so that is my thinking as well. I actually think that those are going to be the international version of those toys as well. So I think the UK, Europe, I think even here in South Africa, we may even see those on the shelves here. Won't be like as abundant as other countries, but I've got a feeling that that's the rollout. And I'd also like to say, and a lot of us in the fan sphere, as fanboys, a lot of us complain about a lot of things, and that's just in our nature, because we by our very nature, fanboys and collectors, we are picky people because we have an eye for quality, and we are essentially all treasure hunters, right? So we like to find treasure. We like to find things that have got a good quality to them. But sometimes the toy companies do end up finding themselves on the bad end of that wrath, should I say. And I'm not like a Hasbro apologist, and I've said this before in previous episodes. When Hasbro does something cool, I'll definitely give them high fives and throw some rock and roll horns at them. When they do bad stuff, I'm definitely going to call them out on it. And I know that may not make me popular in their eyes, but whatever. But the fact that they're doing the repaint says that they're listening to the fans. And I think that is a great thing, because I think a lot of people complain about the colors, and a lot of people posted customs where they repainted the gold and all those things, and Hasbro listened. And I think that's a great thing. So let's hope that Hasbro and because not being able to get a Baroness has annoyed the living hell out of me, as I'm sure it has annoyed a lot of people out there. But seeing the repaints gives me faith and hope that Baroness might be released might be re-released, maybe without the bike or whatever. That makes me happy in my little dark heart. So yeah, I think that's just my opinion on that. Do I like the repaints? Yeah, I dig the repaints. I think they're very cool. I'm not the biggest fan on the colors they chose for Scarlet, but I think compared to what has come out before, I think they are a bit better. Like, I think they have a bit of mass appeal.
Cool.
Ryan said, repaints look good as long as they have the stock for them. I want a Baroness and Beachhead release. Same here, buddy. Same here. I think the Baroness is possibly the pinnacle of that wave. I think she's the best looking toy that has come out of all of them. Or something being angry. It'll go away. There we go. Hey, it's Dave's Toy Cave. Hello. ACDC versus the repaint roadblock. They could have done a heavy duty or stalker, etc. Heck, even a dock.
Yeah, but the second roadblock, I used him as heavy duty because the faces don't look anything alike.
Yeah, that is true. And I'm kind of happy that even though we're seeing reuse of parts, we're seeing a lot of Damn you, Bart. Even though we're seeing a lot of reuse of parts like Snake Eyes' legs for the Red Ninja and that kind of thing, so we are seeing a little bit of Frank and Joeing. I still think it's within reasonable sort of, it's within reason. It's good enough, and I'm kind of liking the fact that every time they give us a new toy, it looks like a lot of design and planning. Chameleon. I don't know, dude. Brother Malachi, he says, will they ever bring back Chameleon? All it takes is for the... Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, we got Pimp Daddy Destro, right? So anything is possible. Oh, sorry. Prophet directed Destro. But we got that. We got that, and we got like 5 repaints or 4 repaints of Cobra Commander. So, a Chameleon as a SDCC exclusive or something in the future, yeah, that's possible. Whether it be this year or next year or in 3 years' time, I don't know. But it could happen. So, yeah. And then, guys, I've got one more thing I wanted to show you guys, just as a bonus. It is to do with the upcoming Storm Shadow customs that I'm doing. I love it when I download stuff and then it doesn't appear. There we go. Hold on. Speed up, and then computers, right? Like, why do they hate us?
Technology, it's a curse or a wonder.
It is, right? It is. Speaking of a curse or a wonder, has anybody got any new cool technology this past Christmas season? Did any of you guys manage to snag a PlayStation 5?
I don't really want one.
Okay. Well, that's cool, because there's a lot of people who do. No, I'm just curious, because I know that was a hot ticket item, and I know that I'm preaching to a whole different crowd here. Yeah, okay, well, anyway, here's all my great pictures. I finally found them. I just want to make sure they go into the right place. So, okay, cool. Extract all. I sound like my dad using a computer. Okay, which one do I click now?
Any key.
Any key. Yeah. So the any key.
Did you ever get that box of parts I sent you?
Not yet. I am working up the courage to go to the post office sometime next week. I'm hoping the box of parts you send me and the box of parts Jim sent me are there, so that I can also make a cool custom and be cool like my friends.
Like this?
Like, yes, I want to be that cool. I want to do stuff like that, So
with the bullet holes in it?
With the bullet holes in it. I don't know if I'd make my bullet holes as big, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's not the first time you said that.
Yeah, you're terrible.
At least I'm not cussing in Afrikaans this time.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, cool, guys. Oh, look, it's my dog. Sorry. Hey, Gandville. Such a cool dog. Anyway, this is the Storm Shadow. These are some of the preview shots from the custom work that I'm doing on this Arctic Storm Shadow. And for you guys who are here and still here, I've painted in some gray into these little spots here. I've painted gray in there. I've painted gray in all those little tricky areas there and in there. And it wasn't that difficult to do. And in the video, I show you guys how to do it effectively and make it really easy for yourselves, especially if you feel like you're not good at hand painting stuff with a brush or whatever. There is some work that needs to be done, so you might see some like dirty spots here and there, but this is work in progress. There's a bit of a close-up for you guys to check it out a bit better. And this was mostly done because I wanted to separate. I found that the black and white was just too harsh, and I wanted to add some gray. And you'll see if you look at the box art, the artist who did the art for the box art has done the same thing. She also originally used gray to also break up the black and white. And I know it's a she because I follow her on Outstation. So, so that was a very smart choice. So I actually took a page out of her book. And so I'm doing little things like here, I'm going to be painting these gray. Just want to create some fun color separation zones like here and whatever's. And there's some more. And so this is just a sneak preview. 3 guesses who's loving Super 7's Ultimate Ninja Turtles line, because I am.
Hey, Paul, I'm looking at this box art, and it has some pink on it. You going to put pink on your Storm Shadow?
No, because it's lighting. I actually have no problem putting pink on a figure. I just need a good reason to do it. And then, guys, this is just some more shots of Bart's very cool Joy Toy and
Robo Joe and Spanner.
Robo Joe and Spanner, that's what he called them. So those are the customs that he did recently that I wanted to show off. So, and Bart, you can talk about what you did here.
A lot of the parts are interchangeable, so there's little peg holes all over the body that you can put things on. So like that claw that comes out of the side of the gun that's underneath his forearm, you can put that in the back or the side of his leg or whatever. The big gun on top, that comes off. You can reconfigure that 4 different ways, and he can also hold it, so it doesn't have to be on his back the whole time. Almost all the armor that's on him, you can articulate separately. Each finger, including all the knuckles, articulate, so you can put him in all different kinds of grips. The miniguns on his forearms are Joe miniguns that I modified and glued on there. His chest, there's 2 grenades that come with the figure. Those I just hot glued on so I could pop them off if I need to. I added Roadblock's gun, made the custom stand for it. And on the back, there's a door that flips down and has a med kit in there. So I just use that. And the med kit comes out. You can actually pull it out. So I use that as a platform for the guy to stand on. And then on the back of each of his legs, there's also a backpack and a toolkit because Spanner is his support. If something breaks or whatever, he's the guy that fixes it. So I wanted to add something there just to tie everything all in together.
Very cool, man. So are you saying that this is this gun here, is that Roadblock's gun?
I think it came with a Roadblock, yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool. So that didn't actually come with the mech. That's awesome. I actually thought that was part of it, man. I didn't realize that was you. And I also didn't realize this was you. I thought this was also part of it. That's why when I mentioned it earlier to you, I was like, I thought that was part of the toy's feature. So guys, just bear in mind when you buy this toy, that and that part are definitely not included. But yeah, that's really cool, man. I'm going to take us back to us. So I'm just going to remove that share. I want to just get to the comments before we say goodbye. So Dave's Toy Cave. Dave got an Xbox Series X. Very cool, man. So I'm glad. I bet you're digging some Game Pass at the moment. AC/DC got himself a PS5, but the disc version. Dude, that is the way to go. If you got a healthy PS4 collection, having the disc version of the PS5 is a great way to go. Also, the PS5 supports 4K Blu-rays, and I know a lot of people aren't into Blu-rays anymore, but they are still doing some fantastic Blu-ray releases. Something that I'm keeping an eye on is the 4K release of Ghost in the Shell and the 4K release of Akira, which I'd love to get, to watch. The 4K is one thing, but I just want it for the purity of it and the fact that they've cleaned them up and restored them. So yeah, PS5 can handle that stuff if you're somebody who doesn't want to go and buy a Blu-ray player, right? A Photo Viper. I've been 3D printing tons of props and terrain for new photo shoots. Dude, love that. Love that so much. I'm so big on that. We must get together. We must chat. We must get together and chat. I would love to get some of those off you to feature on the show, to feature on my own dioramas and things. I'm thoroughly enjoying toy photography at the moment. I'm actually, the bad thing is I go out and I go take a whole bunch of photos, and then I just get so overwhelmed, and I'm like, oh, I want to put this one on. Which one do I want to use? And it's just like really crazy. But I've been doing a lot of stuff for Storm Shadow, so I'm hoping that comes out soon. Well, I'm hoping that I get.
Is there a link or something, a website we go to for his 3D printed stuff?
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna ask him to get hold of me. Photo Viper, I think you've got me on Instagram as well, so hit me up. And yeah, I'd love to get that link so we can put it in the comments for this video. I mean, in the description. Let's throw a few dollars your way. You're doing good work, my man. I mean, that's if you want to, of course, dude. And I've got a few 3D printed items here, and so I can definitely do a bit of a showcase on things that you can do to paint them up and make them look really cool. But you know, whatever. He's also just finished printing a Wolverine tank with his treads. Huh, interesting. Dude, please send us photos. I'd love to feature that on the next episode. Love to do that. There was a nice one I saw. Chris Miwa said, well, nice going on the Storm Shadow, Paul. Thank you very much, my dude. It's not even finished yet, so I'm hoping that the final product will blow you away even harder. Dave's Toy Cave says, nice work, brother. Always a fan of the arts. Thanks, my dude. Brother Malachi is all like early 90s, one of my favorite costume hobbies, but this version looks great, split between original and V2. I've got to agree with you there. Only because I really like what they've done. I actually do love the 90s costume a hell of a lot, but I do like that the classified is a combination of that, and that is why I felt the need to specifically paint that one. I don't know why I didn't go into an easier figure to do a showcase of, because, you know, it being all white means it's very difficult to hide your mistakes. But anyway, let's not go there. Photo Viper says, Joy Toy is dope. I wish it were more affordable. Dude, me too. I wish that stuff was also way more affordable. But hey, just give them a chance. Maybe they get bigger and they can equalize their pricing a bit. Bart and I were speaking.
Yeah, I was going to say, just keep an eye out. It took me a year to find that one, but I did find it half off. So they're out there if you just wait and look hard enough.
Totally. Exactly. And that's the thing, guys. Sometimes it pays off to go and check out the grayer parts of the internet, like as in not always the eBays, maybe the Alibabas. Every now and then you will find legit stuff there, although I'm not endorsing it. I'm just saying some people have found good deals there. AC/DC, long live RoboJoe, 1990s version, of course. Dude, hell's yeah. And he says, nice creation, Bart. He's giving you a beer and some tongue, so that's great. Dude, that is cool. I love RoboJoe. That is one figure I would love to see. You know, I'm sure you guys saw I did for the Extreme Art stream. I did a bit of a heavy duty sketch, and I did a bit of a RoboJoe sketch. But I would still love to take that further. So on my next Extreme Art stream, after I've done the Mega Marines, maybe I'll go and revisit the Star Brigade. And there's a reason I'm tackling those unpopular parts of G.I. Joe, because I'm trying to make them cool. They are cool. I can see the coolness in them, but I want other people to see the coolness in them as well. So that's why I'm digging it.
I got to give some of that credit to Jim Godfrey, because he was the one that suggested making it some kind of like a cyborg figure in there, since that figure doesn't really have room for a O-ring or a 4-inch guy. So I had to try a couple different things. I had a torso with half the legs from the knee down was gone, and he just really didn't fit. So I took the lower or the leg parts off, still didn't fit. I tried to like kind of slouch him down in there, but then the back of the chair looked way too high. It didn't look right. So the lower part of the torso is gone. It's just the upper part from a bat and some Cobra Commander arms and head. And then I took some wires I had from, I think, some Zoid figures and just some string, and I glued those in there to look like cabling coming out from under him, attaching to the cockpit. And then I just hot glued them in place, and I just left it at that. And that was pretty much the only way I could get a modern figure to fit in there. So dude, if it wasn't for Jim suggesting that, I would have never have thought of that. And I was going to just cut and hack a guy to pieces and shrink a 4-inch guy as much as I could. and jam them in there. So I got to give props to Jim for the suggestion. It came out well, I think.
Nice one. Hey, Jimmy, if you're watching, or when you do watch, Bart's in love with you. Cool, man.
Soho Joe for life.
Hi, Outback Stew. Always cool to have Outback Stew here. I saw him a little earlier. So great. Dave's Toy Cave, 4K for sure, yo. 4K for sure. Yo, I got a 3D Emperor's Throne that my cousin did. Dude, that is actually a project I want to do as well in the near future as a proper throne for Cobra Commander. I'm sure you guys have heard me bitching and moaning about it on an earlier episode. That is something I definitely want to do. I just want to get it looking right. I'd love to see the one that your cousin did for you, man. That sounds really cool. Because thrones, with Cobra Commander, you can never have too many thrones. It's like, because he has so many different ones anyway, and you can always give the one you don't like to Serpentor. For those of you who don't like Serpentor. Photo Viper says he's in Facebook jail right now. He'll hit me up on Messenger, though. But, yeah, you better tell me what you did to get there, dude. Outlaw.
Paul, you said you're going to be doing a throne, right? So I got these on eBay.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah, I remember you showing me those. They were very inspiring.
So I have two of them. I think they were like $20 a piece. It does come with fangs. They're in the bag. I don't want to lose them. But I'm going to glue it together, paint it up, and I want somebody's throne, preferably probably yours, to flank them on both sides of the throne, and then have one of the Cobra Commanders in there. So if anybody's looking for those, go on eBay. I forget what I was searching for, garage kits or something like that, and I just happened to find them in there and bought them instantly, because I mean they're nice. The mouth of the Cobra, there's like where the tongue is, there's a hole there, so you could attach anything you want to it. Flames coming out of it, spitting poison or something. It's really nice.
Laser beam. Sorry.
Can I get some snakes with lasers on their heads?
Damn right, dude. I mean, what do you have to do to get a freaking snake with a freaking laser beam in its freaking mouth? A big thanks for this live stream. Stay creative, everyone. Yo, Joe, Chris Miwa, all the love to you, man. Stay creative, dude. Thank you for checking us and hanging with us. Gaz, this is going to be one of the last ones I respond to. Gaz says, great work on that Storm Shadow. Thanks, Gaz. What am I doing with that grandizer in the back there? Right now, I'm currently admiring it every day as it taunts me and urges me to paint him. Going back to the fact that I got Mr. Hobby paints, I am now going to attack it. I don't often like to build mecha with a gloss color scheme, because I just find, mecha have like different sort of grades, right? You have like a military grade mecha, and you have godlike mecha, and I find Grandizer falls into that superhero god like mecha, and so deserves to have a nice shiny look to it with some cool weathering just to give it a bit of grit. So yeah, I've just been waiting for the right type of super strong cool paint that gives me a good gloss finish, and Grandizer will probably be one of my things that I'm going to attack this year. If possible, I want to see if I can get 1:144 scale buildings, so I can have him on a building diorama, so he's got all these buildings that have been smashed up. I think that would be very cool. So that's what's happening with him, and cool work on spotting the Grandizer, dude. That's actually very cool. Oh, Jimmy says, I'm here, Bart, my beautiful baby boy.
Love you, Jim.
Yeah. ACDC's like, identification, please. Which is such a good thing. The Great Snake is coming. What? The Great Snake lives again. What is that line
rules
again?
Forever.
The
Great Snake rules forever.
The Great Snake lives forever. Anyway, guys, with that said, let's close off this episode so that we have some excitement left for the next one. Probably going to be joined. Hopefully, we will have a full house. That'll be Bart, Jim, and myself. If it isn't a full house, then it'll be Bart, our special guest, and myself. And we'll be talking craziness. And then for those of you guys who are fans of G.I. Joe Book, and I know you all are, I am looking forward to doing the first episode of G.I. Joe Berg. Hopefully, I can do it just before the end of the month. And we'll see how that goes. And yeah, and Bart might even be joining me on that one as well. So let's see how that all goes. It's exciting stuff. Otherwise, there is an extreme odd stream in our future. I was going to do it this week, but work is not being permitting. Hasn't. We got two major problems in South Africa at the moment. One of them is obviously that problem that the whole world is having, and the other problem is that we have rolling blackouts. It's known as load shedding. I'm sure we've shared this with you guys before. And they kind of spring it up on us sporadically, and it's really annoying because we were going to do this live stream yesterday, and all of a sudden we had load shedding because some substation blew up. Life in Africa is great. So I'm scared of planning things too far ahead, and I am worried about load shedding messing up stuff this week. So I'm going to save my extreme art stream for next week, hopefully, and then we can talk drawing and all that good stuff. Otherwise, guys, have yourselves a fantastic day/evening wherever you are, and a massive happy New Year's, happy 2021. May it be great. May it bring you joy. May it bring you happiness. May it bring you fortune. May it bring you love. And but most importantly, stay safe. Buy toys. Show them off. Come join us on the show in the future. And yeah. Let me head it off to my man Bart before I say goodbye. Say goodbye, Bart.
Goodbye, Bart.
And I'm gonna say goodbye, Paul. Goodbye, Paul.
Goodbye,
and
Jim.
Go Berg. And goodbye,
Berg.
Jim. Berg. Cool, guys. Peace out.
See ya.
And boom.